something. There you go. Nice. Just a little low. Just settle down. Why don't you try squaring up a little better? Here, stand closer up here. And just keep your hips straight, about shoulder width apart. Lean forward, and there you go. You're out.
That's still pretty good. I hit it.
You did.
Yeah, I could hear some dings.
Thank you.
First time?
No,
Okay, but
it's my first time in a year though.
that's excellent.
Thank you. You gonna shoot your gun? So you can shoot the target and it will go ding.
Where am I going?
No, it's not holes, it's just
What'd you get?
No, you.
It's a...
Now I know where we're
Oh,
Yeah, you're on.
Shoot 6 o'clock position pretty steadily.
I'm shooting the pin.
No, you're gonna shoot it right there. You're gonna shoot your
Where's it shooting?
It shoots at 6 o'clock. It shoots at 6 o'clock, and it's a little bit to the right. But you just gotta get used to shooting in that position. I don't shoot at 6 o'clock position very often. But
You can think of it that way.
it's a nice trigger.
Yeah.
David can.
We got all the time.
First shot fastball.
oh, you got it? Oh.
Now I just gotta find out where it went.
Alright everybody, we're back. Today we are covering this recent pickup from Classic Firearms. Oh, I lied. It's not from Classic Firearms. I've purchased a lot from them recently. This one was from SOG International, but I probably should have just rather purchased it from Classic Firearms because SOG International is kind of a pain in the ass. So, my 2 cents. But this is a Beretta 92S. This is the firearm used by the Italian police, probably military, as a sidearm for many years. Most of these manufactured, well, probably 70s through the 90s, I'm guessing, a lot of these. Slight differences in them from the FS, from the firearms that you'll see for those of you that were U.S. military service members. Different from your M9, but overall basically the same pistol that you would find anywhere in the United States. Are a few key differences to this gun. Since it is Italian made for the Italians, they ridiculously put the heel release on it. They like that. Who knows why? They make a lot of weird decisions over there in Europe, and this is one of them. But they have the heel release. That being said, for those of you that have surplus 92 FS mags or M9 mags, this magazine is specific to this gun. If you have this cutout at the bottom of the magazine, which I think all new manufactured Beretta 92 magazines have this cutout. So all the new ones have this cutout, plus they have the notch up here for the trigger guard release, mag release, instead of this heel. So that's the difference. Also, safety being up on the slide as opposed to on the frame is a different feature that you'll see on these things. But you know that there's different models that have them in different places. It just kind of depends. But this one is in great shape. So it has a little bit of surface rust on it, a little on the side of the slide here, and across the top of the slide here. And it's been sitting in a holster, I guarantee it, for most of its life, if not all of it. Barrel's in great shape. There's a little wear in this thing. Even when I broke it down after I purchased it, took it apart to inspect it, the slide has no wear in it. Now this has been shot, so it's covered in a little bit of grime here, but there's no wear on the finish on the inside of this rail. There's barely any wear on the barrel itself. As those of you know, it will get this wearing on the barrel from the slide moving around. But this thing's in excellent shape. There's very little wear anywhere on this gun. So I was quite happy with it. I did a hand select, I wasn't disappointed. They did a great job of picking out a good one. Their customer relations aren't the best over there at SOG, but they do get the gun out, and I was pleased with this particular purchase. Now you can still get these all over for around $300. Keep in mind that the 92 FSs, the stuff that you're going to see in your average store today, that are American-made versions or these surplus ones, are the best price, $550, $600. So it's a great bargain at most of these places. I picked this one up for $235 on a super sale, and I paid the extra $10 for the hand pick. But traditionally, you're going to see them about $275 right now, as of November of 2018. So jump on it. You know, I would recommend getting one. If you're looking to get a pistol that's a great, reliable pistol where your parts are going to be readily available, magazines are fairly inexpensive and easy to find, this would be a great option for you. Any law enforcement or police trade-in is going to be a great choice, and this is one of them. The styling on this thing is great. It's Italian, so you can expect to have some pretty decent styling. And I've always enjoyed the look of the 92 series of Beretta firearms. I think they're well machined. It's a very well machined firearm. It's a very clean look. The finish is always superb. And you know, these retired police firearms are no different. So the only disadvantage I see with this particular firearm is these sights are so ridiculously small. The rear sight and the front sight notch, or the front sight blade here, it's almost non-existent. And if you needed to file this down to adjust it, forget it, because it's going to disappear with a couple swipes. But you can get a close-up look at this thing, and you can see that this sight is unbelievably small. So you better have young eyes, or good eyes, to be able to see this well at a distance. You know, you're not really going to be reaching out too far with it past 25 yards, but if you're having to reach out past 25 yards with your pistol, you came ill-prepared for that firefight. So this is still a pistol, it's still a close-range weapon, and it's basically a point-and-shoot weapon here, but you do have a sight that is moderately, usable.
Shoot 6 o'clock when we were shooting it today, right?
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a 6 o'clock shooting weapon. So that means that whatever your target is, you've got to aim at the bottom of that target. We're shooting an 8-inch steel plate. I aimed at the bottom of the plate, off the plate, to put this thing center of mass on that plate. So it shoots above the sights. That's what a 6 o'clock position means. You're not point of aiming it. You're not putting this sight on what you plan to shoot. You're putting it underneath. Concept being, you are looking at your target, not at your sight. You're looking through your sight, through the top of your sight, at your target. I don't like it. It's a European thing. They love to do that. When you get used to it, if you're regularly shooting this gun and you're used to that, fine, you'll adjust. But it does do that. So don't think that, oh man, this thing doesn't hit a damn thing. This gun is wholly inaccurate. No, it's designed to do that. That's the concept.
So on that 8-inch plate at about 25 yards today, we had the plate out about 25 yards, and you had to definitely aim right at the bottom and kind of make a lollipop on the top of your front side.
Correct.
To hit it. Otherwise, you were going over the top of it.
Correct. Other features of this gun, it's got the decocker on it. Do remember though, when you pop this decocker down, it completely disengages the gun into a safety. So you have to remember that if you want this in double action only, as a, put it into a double action carry situation, you gotta make sure that when you rack that slide and you decock it, you gotta remember to push that thing back up. Otherwise, that gun's not gonna do you much good, and you're gonna be fumbling around with it.
Yeah, you got no trigger. Yeah.
Right. So, other than that, the trigger's wonderful. Double action.
Does have a nice trigger. That's one thing I noticed on it. Does
Yeah.
have a nice trigger.
The double action's super smooth on this thing. Single action and the reset are even better. This reset is really short, right there. And not much pressure to get it to go again. So you got a really short take up.
Nice.
And then the take back, like once it resets, it's right there. You're not having to travel back much to get it where you need it. It's right there. So it's got a great trigger on it. If you can get used to using this sight and how this sight is designed to work, it'll be a great shooter. This is a gun that I was considering getting another one when they're at the end of the run and they start offering up the really beat up ones for $200. This would be one I'd buy a second of. I wouldn't think twice about it. This would be the pistol that you throw into the glove box that you keep in your car safe as kind of a backup weapon. Because keep in mind still, it's got a 15-round magazine on this thing. You keep a couple mags in your center console plus the one that's on you. You got a lot of ammunition that you can work with. And it's an effective firearm that works every time. This is a proven platform. The United States military has used it since '85, roughly.
Yeah.
And they're just now phasing it out. It is a great platform that's been used worldwide, and it works. It just works. So keep that in mind. You want to get kind of a beater that you use, for that type of job. You're kind of a carry in the field, knocking around kind of gun. This is a great choice. If you got one that's already beat up, I wouldn't recommend getting a nice one and abusing it, because just like every other piece of surplus weaponry coming into the country, it dries up. It dries up. You'll see that with all these block pistols and rifles. You most recently saw that with the Schmidt-Rubens, the K31s, which are coming in. You're getting them for $350. I just saw them on Classic back up to $700 now. So these things don't last. Now that's not going to happen with this. But keep in mind, the price is going to jump. It will. It's just a matter of supply and demand. So, is this a firearm worth picking up? Absolutely. They have them at all sorts of places. Guaranteed Aim Surplus probably has them. I know Classic has them. You're not going to see many of them in your local stores yet. But try to pick one up. Pick one up now, because it's not going to last long. So, that being said, we got some good range time with it. It took a while to get it dialed in. with that 6 o'clock position. Once I figured that out, I was playing just fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
So good 9mm platform, proven platform. So can't praise it really enough. So that's the 92S, made in Italy. Thank you for your time.
Yep. All right, here goes.
You at least have. Okay.
Definitely 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's definitely hole 6 o'clock. If you hold 6 o'clock, you're hitting the center. Yeah, sweet.
Not bad.
Very sweet. Yeah.
Ring that bell, baby. Pretty sweet, man. Nice shooting.
Alright, so we're done with that thing, huh?
Yeah.
Are we done?
I want
Alright, yeah, shoot the right.
I don't think the
Stop it.